Welcome, students. Today, we are going to discuss the topic our environment. Here, we will talk about ecosystems and its different components. Okay, so let's quickly dive into the session. We are reaching to the end of class 10th syllabus. Okay, so, what exactly an ecosystem is? It is the interaction between the living organisms, that is the biotic component, and the non-living organisms, that is abiotic component. So, for example, there are living organisms, right? And also, we are living in a certain environment, that is, you can say, the atmosphere, the soil, the water. So the soil, water, atmosphere comes under abiotic, components, and the biotic components are organisms like, plants, animals. Okay, right. So, if we look at the different kinds of ecosystem, it can be pond ecosystem, forest ecosystem, desert ecosystem, and ocean ecosystem. So, pond ecosystem is filled with, fishes, plants, and water. Forest has trees, animals, soil. Desert is filled with, cactus, and then reptiles and sand. And ocean is, like filled with the life of marine animals or marine animals and salt water. Okay, so 1 second, we go back. Okay, so component of an ecosystem. So I already told you. So abiotic components are the non-living components. Okay, these components basically, just a second. Yes. Okay, so these components are air, atmosphere, water, soil, and minerals present in the soil and water as well. Temperature. Okay, and lastly, sunlight, the energy which plants, taking in for the process of photosynthesis. So that helps in the growth of the plant and the development of the plant, and ultimately when we eat it we also get some sort of energy, okay, when we feed on the plants. Okay, now coming to the biotic components. So these are the producers. Okay, for example, the plants which are going to produce a lot of energy and food for themselves. Then primary consumers, who feeds upon the producers. Okay, secondary consumers feed upon the primary consumers, and decomposers are going to decompose whatever is dead and decaying. Okay, so it is created, these components creates actually an energy flow from producer to different consumers. Okay, and when this cycle, nutrient cycle, stays in a, you can say, a chain or a cycle like manner. Okay, so let me just, yeah. Okay, now abiotic components. So the sunlight, this powers the photosynthesis. Okay, and it provides a lot of energy, and hence ultimately the food for the entire, you can say, ecosystem. Okay, then there is water. So water is obviously it is essential. It is there in our body. It is there, in different parts of our body, ultimately in our all the cells. Okay, and it helps in a lot of chemical reactions as well. So water is very, very essential. It is essential for, aquatic animals as well. Now coming to the soil. So soil provides a lot of enrichment, filled with nutrition to the plants. So that is why it is important. It also helps in holding the roots of the plants. So that's why soil is important, abiotic factor. And lastly, the temperature. So temperature decides in what, condition an organism can live or not, because all the organisms have certain, temperature under which or in which they can survive. No extreme temperatures can be taken by a lot of organisms. So there can be exceptions, but again, a wide variety cannot, or won't be able to survive the extremes of the temperature. Okay, so determines the organisms can survive and influences their daily activity, because a certain, chemical reactions in the body of organisms also happen on a particular temperature. So that is why it is important. Now coming to the producers. So producers are the ones who are autotrophs. They are going to prepare their own food. They capture the light. Okay, so who can be producers? Green plants, algae, and some of the bacteria. They are able to, with the help of chlorophyll that is present in the chloroplast of their leaves, they are able to basically, capture the light and do the process of photosynthesis, where they use, carbon dioxide plus water and the, and also energy, which they use, in the pigment chlorophyll, and converts it into C6H12O6, that is nothing but glucose. Okay, and sorry, oxygen is being released here. I'm not balancing, sorry, I'm not balancing the equation right now. Okay, okay, now Then the producers will, produce the food, and it will reach to different parts of the, plant. And ultimately, sometimes, when you will feed upon that plant, some sort of energy will be transferred to you as well. Okay. Right. So moving ahead. Now, consumers, the energy users. So what happens? Consumers are the heterotrophs. They cannot prepare their own food. And there are different types of consumers or different stages of consumers. So primary consumers are the herbivores, which feed directly upon to the plant, okay, which are producing the energy. Okay, so for example, deer grazing on a grass, or cow eating hay, rabbits munching on vegetables. So this is all is, they all come under primary consumer. Now, if we talk about secondary consumers, so these are the carnivores which feed upon the herbivores. Okay, they can be lion, frog, or hawks. Okay, then coming to the tertiary consumers, so these are the top predators, okay, on the food chain if we are trying to make. So, for example, deer is there, then deer is, hunted by, can be, you can say, let's say, what, lion, okay. Now, there are top, predators. So, okay, one more thing is that these tigers, no, they can hunt other carnivores as well, or even eagles can hunt, other carnivores. Okay, so this might not be the perfect chain to explain, but then again, you're getting my point, right? So tertiary consumers are the top predators who can feed on the secondary consumers if needed. Okay, and omnivores are kind of, you can say, organisms who feed on both plants and animals. Okay, so humans who have, non-vegetarian diet, so they feed upon vegetarian food and non-vegetarian food. And even bear, okay, bears can also feed upon, berries, and also fishes as well. They love fishes. Okay, so this is all about the consumers. Then comes the decomposers. So decomposers helps in breaking down the dead plants and animals. It helps in decomposing it, and helps in, cleaning up the environment. Okay, so it releases a lot of nutrients which are helpful in enriching the soil, and maintains a balance in the system, so that, a lot, not a lot of waste is being collected. Okay, that is what I meant. Okay, now energy flow. So this I will explain you in another session. Okay, that just let me tell you for once. So energy flow is always, in one direction. What happens? The solar energy, okay, that reaches Earth, and producers capture it. Now, once producers are being, consumers are feeding upon producers, consumers get some sort of energy from this, and then decomposers, when they are feeding on the consumers or the, final dead and decaying matter, so they also get some sort of energy and release some sort of nutrient into the soil. Okay, so that's how energy is transferred, and it is always unidirectional, not bidirectional. It doesn't go back from consumers to producers, or producers to solar energy. No, solar energy is being taken, and then that energy is being converted in such a way. Okay, so all right, thank you so much for joining the session. I hope you liked and understood. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can contact me through my own profile. Okay, all right, I can help you with exam preparation, and understand, I can give you notes, just like this PPT, which you can prepare for with the help of this. Okay, and if you have like any sort of other queries, you can ask me. Okay, take care. Bye bye.